Hi, I'm Heather MacIntosh from STACS DNA.
And I'm Philippe Morin from Newborn Screening Ontario, or NSO. We're here to tell you about how we use TrackIt to improve the timeliness of NSO's newborn blood spot screening program.
TrackIt was developed by STACS DNA to track samples from the point of collection at the hospital or by the midwife until they're received by the newborn screening lab. By using TrackIt, NSO was able to increase the number of specimens received by their lab on Saturdays by 210%. That saved time that could be critical to the health of an infant. Now Philippe will tell you about Newborn Screening Ontario and how we work together to improve their timeliness.
Thank you, Heather. NSO is the most comprehensive newborn screening program in Canada. Over 200 hospitals and midwives, known as submitters, send approximately 150,000 specimens a year to our lab in Ottawa. Since we started in 2006, we've tested over 2 million newborns for treatable rare diseases. To improve sample turnaround time, we introduced weekend screening in 2017. Before that, samples collected on Fridays were received by the lab on Monday and screened on Tuesday, 4 days after collection. With weekend screening, samples could be received on Saturday and positive screens could be identified on Sunday instead of Tuesday, meaning that the baby could be treated up to 48 hours earlier. When we first launched weekend screening, we ran into a problem. We were receiving far fewer samples than expected. An average day's volume is 450 samples, and we were receiving 100 or fewer samples on Saturdays. There are 3 reasons we think submitters were choosing Saturday delivery. 1, when shipping the samples, they saw a list of shipping options. Next day shipping was more expensive and a deterrent, even though NSO pays for shipping, not the submitter. 2, they didn't realize that Saturday delivery was an option. And 3, they assumed the NSO lab was closed on Saturdays. So how could we address this issue? That's where TrackIt came in.
Newborn Screening Ontario started using TrackIt in mid-2018 to track all specimens shipped to the lab from the 200 submitters across Ontario. TrackIt provides real-time status and location updates of every sample to both the submitter and the lab. TrackIt fully integrates with the courier shipping platform. So when submitters are shipping specimens, instead of using the courier application, they use TrackIt. That's where we came up with the idea to support Saturday deliveries. On Fridays, we limit the courier options so that the submitter can only select next day Saturday shipping.
Now let's have a look at some historical data. From our figure, we can observe that in 2017, we have a very low and consistent sample volume, an average of 106 samples per Saturday. In 2018, we led an educational blitz to all submitters to teach them how to use TrackIt. We started with 30 submitters of varying sizes, which allowed us to gather feedback and prepare for a province-wide launch in the later months. The results were incredible. By the end of the year, we saw a large difference when compared to the previous year. By 2019, we saw a 210% increase in the yearly average number of samples received by the lab on Saturdays when compared to 2017. Now, in 2020, Saturday is a normal day of operations with a fully staffed lab. The figure also illustrates that after the initial launch, Saturday samples volumes returned to a more consistent, albeit dramatically higher value. Saturday screening has improved our overall timeliness, making TrackIt an integral part of our risk management strategy. Let's look at some more stats. Table 1 shows the year-over-year increase in Saturday samples received by the lab, as well as the increase compared to 2017 before TrackIt was introduced as a baseline. You can see that by 2019, we have a dramatic 210.4% increase in samples received compared to the baseline and a 91.3% increase the year after TrackIt was introduced. The fact that TrackIt was so user-friendly contributed to the fast adoption by submitters. As a result, the increased timeliness translates in improved patient outcomes.
TrackIt can help newborn screening labs save time and money in 10 ways. First, labs will know earlier that a specimen will be delivered late so that they can be proactive rather than reactive. 2, if lab staff need to recollect a specimen, they can do it online using TrackIt instead of making a phone call, so it's faster. 3, it helps identify submitters and couriers that are not following procedures so that you can provide education to encourage improvement. 4, it gives the lab a global view of all incoming samples, so you can prepare staff and resources for incoming volumes. 5, Trackit helps you manage card inventory at every submitter location, so you make sure you don't have too many or too few cards. 6, it helps the lab manage and document specimen storage. 7, it helps the lab document specimen destruction. 8, it can help reduce inappropriate courier account use. 9, Trackit helps improve communications between the lab and submitters. And finally, 10, Trackit can help to drastically improve weekend deliveries, as we explained today. That's 10 ways that Trackit can help newborn screening labs save time and money, ultimately improving timeliness and patient outcomes. You can read more on the poster where you will find links to our websites.
We also invite you to contact us if you have any questions. Our contact info is here and on the bottom right of the poster. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.